Welcome to Grey Primer, a weekly show that's mostly about miniatures. My name is Nick, I'm your host, and this is the penultimate day of Necromunda November, a special that I've been running all month. It's a little bit of 5-0, a little bit of police action with the Palanite Enforcers. The Palanites also feature heavily in the Dark Uprising box as they face off against the Corpse Grinders. I unboxed that right at the beginning of Necromunda November, but there will be a link down below to check that out. Finally, this is us coming right to the other end, and we revisit the Palanites again, this time in the standalone box of the 10 Enforcers. So no subjugators in this with their heavy, riot shields and the big sort of pneumatic rams that they had. This is the rank and file of the Palanite Enforcers, and it'll be interesting to see what's in here and if there's any difference between this kit and what came in Dark Uprising. So let's go get these unboxed and see what we've got. Let's have a look at this. Great packaging. We've got our 10 Enforcers on the front there. I kind of dig this color scheme, this kind of blue steel and the chalky sort of yellow look. It is very cool, and the artwork here is nice as well. Maybe a bit of a blood stain there on the head. And I like this logo embedded into the front of the armor. Some close-up details on these fantastic paint jobs. And this is the Enforcer Captain here you see without the helmet. You got the concussion carbine there. The shock baton. But yeah, I featured an image of the sniper rifle on my Instagram. And absolutely love that image. If you wonder what the tube is that he's standing inside, that's one of the Dark Uprising wall sections. Just tipped over. And some really cool paint jobs on these. These look fantastic. Very much looking forward to getting these built. But let's have a look at what's in the box. The now customary 25mm Necromunda bases. Instruction. Oh, and a decal sheet. Of course, yeah, there are Enforcer decals with Dark Uprising. So, really cool logos there. They can go onto that disc on the front. You can just see it in the image here. The logo there, right at the front of the armor. So you can use those little fellas for that. Very much the same as what we've seen with Blood Bowl decal sheets, where we get them in black and white. And obviously that is so that they stand out against different color schemes, whether you're using a dark color or a light color, it'll give you that sort of, they'll stand out as a contrast. Now we get into the instruction manual here, the Palanite Enforcer Patrol, and all black and white. And now that we're kind of getting used to Necromunda builds, the likes of the sort of multi-part arms and everything aren't really a surprise anymore. Always multiple components with these. Oh, I so love that pose there. And I now know that this is called the Harry's technique, with the crossover pistol and torch. Might do the standing up one this time, because previously I had him kneeling. And I've got a duplicate sprue. You can see right through there. And have a look at some of these lovely details. Oh yeah, I do love their weapons. And the armor too. And those very imperial looking helmets. Okay, let's get these built, and I'll be right back. Here they are, Palanite Enforcer Patrol. We've got 10 miniatures here. They're on 25mm bases. Some really, really awesome looking weapons. Some subtlety in sort of the poses and things. A lot of them seem very similar to each other, but there are sort of subtle differences, and we'll start to go through them now. And here's the first one. This one is equipped with an Enforcer sniper rifle. Really nice weapon. Tried as much as possible to have him sort of looking down the scope there. Good accessorizing around the waist. We've got grenade and pouch and cuffs and a holstered pistol here. The unusual thing is the pistol actually pokes out the bottom of the holster, so I had to keep remembering to drill the barrels there, because that would have been embarrassing, right? I always wonder how far just to drill into these things. If there is venting along the suppressor or barrel, I generally try to cross drill that, but there was no venting on this one, so I left it as it was. And the next one here is dual wielding some stub guns. They're sort of the revolver type I like that they've got the detail of you got the hammer and everything at the back there. I don't know if you can just see it, but a really nice pose. I like the aggression in it. And, like with all of these Palanites, they're packed full of tiny little details. And you should be able to pick out like all these like little buckles and straps and stuff. That the boots have that sort of nice motorcycle look to them. Next up, this dude has an Enforcer bolt gun. I like the angled drum mag on this. It's pretty cool. If you've been watching my channel at all, you'll know that when someone's holding a rifle like this, and I'm not even sure what he's resting that against, his belt, it just makes me very nervous. This is probably an expensive rifle, but it'll not be long before this one, unfortunately, is clattering across the ground, and hopefully it has a decent safety system in it that won't let it fire off into the crowd somewhere. Not that this dude would care. And I'm not quite sure what is in his hand. Are those sort of folded over cuffs? They could be. Yeah, I think they could be folded over handcuffs. That's kind of a nice detail. Still not an excuse for holding a rifle like that, though. Another Enforcer bolt gun here. This one's being carried. Yeah, it's a lot safer for the rifle. The finger on the trigger means it's probably not a lot safer for the people around him. But it looks great. I love the pouch and the grenade on the back here. They're just a really good range of minis. There perhaps isn't a huge amount of variety in them. Like I say, there is some subtlety, like the angle of the head here adds a different sort of dynamic, but it is quite subtle. It sort of aligns them with Space Marines a little bit, maybe Space Marines from a couple of years ago, where there wasn't a huge amount of dynamism in the poses. Another one of these revolver stub guns. I like the way this one's being held, sort of cradled underneath. Again, we got the cuffs in the back here. You can position these anywhere, by the way. I just kind of like the way they were sort of sticking directly at the back. Then this is the Enforcer shotgun, the first of the shotguns we've seen in this group. And you can see the spare rounds on the top. Looks like some kind of a scope type deal there, but it's got a good long sort of pump slide on it. Bit of a scope going there up top as well. Some of these spare cartridges. It's a nice looking gun. You got the holstered pistol here at the side, and a few pouches and things too. So yeah, pretty good. This one stands out very much. He doesn't need any messing around with accessories. He just looks so cool. Got this big old shock baton here. We got the concussion carbine, the first of those we've seen. I think in the lore they call this a head thumper, which is very nice. Interesting sort of end to it there as well. Got the grenades here. You got the pistol sort of tucked in here as well, with the grip just poking out underneath his arm. And nice sort of expression. Nice head variant here as well, with a pretty cool jar head, sort of flat top there. That was interesting. And I actually had a little bit of fun with this last one. Again, I used the same head with the jar head, but I'd already built a kneeling Palanite in the Dark Uprising box, and I thought I didn't really want this one with the crossed over hands with the torch and the pistol, the Harry's technique that I talked about. This, I just thought, I'm going to use my spare sniper rifle. I'm going to make it look like he's picking off a target that's in Overwatch. I thought that would be a really nice use of the these sort of leg sculpts, and it just felt really good. And because he's got the sniper rifle, I gave him his pistol here as well as his sidearm. But that one made up for the rest of the set, which was a little bit cookie cuttered. I don't think there's a massive amount in there that would inspire me to buy more. I really like the Palanite subjugators that came with the Dark Uprising box. They're the ones with the huge vigilance pattern assault shields, the big sort of riot shields. They were really cool, and they were on those larger 32mm bases. I like those minis. That was the subjugators. The Enforcers here are just a little bit bland for me, but you can get inventive with your paint and add a bit of visual interest to them that way. Maybe you would build these a different way to me, but yeah, I thought they were okay. They're really well detailed and everything, but the poses and everything are just a little bit bland. Rifles, the weapons, they're great, but yeah, the poses just leave a little bit to be desired. I'm sure they're not static characters when they're chasing you down the street with a shock baton, so there's no point in the miniatures looking static. Anyway, that is it for the Palanite Enforcer Patrol. I am back tomorrow with the Delac gang, the sort of sci-fi goths, and we'll see if the miniatures are better than what I think they look like in the lore. And maybe it'll turn out that I've saved the best till last and that they just completely surprise me. I'm excited to find out. I hope you are, and I hope you're enjoying this Necromunda November content. If you are, please like, share, and subscribe. And until tomorrow, please take care and bye-bye.